Hi friends, happy Monday. Welcome back to our mini lesson for today. Today we are going to continue practicing sequencing as readers to help us understand what we're reading better and understand the order of something and why that's important. So our learning target today says, I can sequence the events of a nonfiction text. So we're going to take a look at this nonfiction text. That means that this book is not made up. It's all real facts. And we're going to put the events of the information that we learn in order. This is also a chapter book. So today we're just going to kind of go over the book and do a picture walk and look at the different parts of it. And then on Wednesday, or I should say Thursday, because we won't have a video Wednesday and we don't have school tomorrow. So on Thursday, we will go over each of our chapters and start learning different information or facts about frogs. So let's start by singing our sequencing song. So shoot out your arm and la 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 la, wake up your singing voices, and let's sing our sequencing song. Ready? A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. Sequencing, sequencing is putting things in order, putting things in order. First, next, then last. First, next, then last. Sequencing, sequencing. So when we sequence, that means we're putting something in order. And we do that all the time with our alphabet, our numbers. So we're going to do that with our nonfiction text about frogs. This is called The Life Cycle of a Frog. So let's count how many words are in the title. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, that's a lot of words in the title of our book. Does anybody know what a life cycle means? A life cycle is something that repeats itself over and over again. We've talked about a cycle and how apples and pumpkins and different flowers and vegetables grow, and then we take the seeds from those and we plant them and then we grow them again. And it's just a cycle that repeats itself over and over again. And the order of that happening is very important, the sequence. All right, let's practice identifying parts of our book. So what do we call this part of the book? The front cover. The front cover is where our book begins. What do we call this part of the book? The back cover. The back cover tells us as a reader that the book is over, the book or the story. This is not a story, so we would say a book in this case. What is this part of the book called? The spine of the book. The spine of the book holds the pages together. We have a spine in our back that holds our bones together. So that's an easier one to remember. What do we call the words that tell us what we're going to read about on the front cover of a book? The title. Everyone point to that and say title. Very good. What always matches the title? The picture or illustration. Very good. Another name for picture is illustration. In this case, this is a real photograph of a frog. Down here is somebody's name. It says by, and then this person's name is Margaret McNamara. So if it's just one name, that means that person is the author and the illustrator. What does the author do? The author writes the words. Let's sing our author song. An author writes the words, an author writes the words, an author writes the words we read in a story. Now, let's sing what an illustrator does. The illustrator draws the pictures, the illustrator draws the pictures, the illustrator draws the pictures that we see in a book. So, our author writes the words and our illustrator draws the pictures. Very good. In this case, takes the photographs. So, we're going to see inside of our book today on our title page where our title is. It gives us another real photograph, another picture clue about what we're going to learn. It also has something called the table of contents. Can you say those 3 words with me? Table of contents. The table of contents is a list of information that we'll see in the book. So we don't have to read this like a story. We can turn to different pages to learn different information and facts about the frog. So we will be reading each part, the words to think about, introduction, all the different chapters, and the conclusion. And then at the very end, there's something called a glossary and index, where there's more information about words that we may not know throughout the text. So let's just do a picture walk to see what we're going to learn about. I see different pictures of frogs and maybe different stages of their life. Ooh, we just talked about that word cycle that repeats itself over and over again. It looks like these arrows are in the shape of a cycle. Oh, I wonder what those are. Can't wait to read about it. Oh, here's chapter 2 on page 8. This chapter is called How Does the Tadpole Grow? This will be interesting to read. Here's our third chapter. I noticed that the frog is getting bigger as we turn the pages. So I bet we'll learn about from the time that the frog is just a little bitty tadpole or even eggs into growing into an adult. And here's our glossary and index at the end of our book. So these are the bold words, the black words that we're going to see throughout our text that are very important. You'll see that they're darker than the others. That means those are important words. And the index tells us what page we can find those words on. Over here too, at the end, once we read our book, we'll read some more questions and answer facts about frogs. All right, that's all I have for today, friends. On Thursday, we will read chapters and a couple chapters in our introduction to learn facts about frogs and their life cycle, and we will work on sequencing. Great job today, and I will see you Thursday for your next mini lesson.